Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Srinivas Medical Concepts and my FB page Dr. Srinivas Concepts. This is Dr. Srinivas, neurologist from Andhra Pradesh, India. I am also the medical author of the book Focused Neurology. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, a concept oriented topic, the eye signs in Parinot syndrome. The eye signs in Parinot syndrome. Dr. Henri Parinot is a great neurologist. He is a French neurologist and he is considered as the father of the neuro-ophthalmology. So we are going to discuss the eye signs named after Dr. Henri Parinot, the Parinot syndrome. The eye signs in Parinot syndrome. Basically, it is a dorsal midbrain syndrome. It affects the dorsal part of the midbrain. The usual causes are a tumor, a pineurioma, or a stroke, or hydrocephalus. When there is a lesion in the dorsal part of the midbrain and the rostral part of the midbrain, it produces 4 characteristic eye signs. Very interesting and exciting 4 eye signs. 1. There is impairment of upgaze. Person is not able to look upwards, so much so that eyes will be forced to look downwards. It is known as impairment of upgaze or sunset sign, setting sun sign. The second, we have both the eyelids retracted, known as Collier's lid retraction sign. Third, we have the convergence retraction nystagmus, convergence and retraction nystagmus. And fourth, we have light near dissociation. For all these fascinating 4 eye signs, there is a good explanation. And the explanation is as follows. First, we look at the impaired upgaze or setting sun sign. The horizontal eye centers are in the pons. PP are a paramedian pontine reticular formation. But the vertical eye centers are present in the rostral part of the midbrain and the dorsal part. So this is the place where the vertical eye centers are there, the rostral part of the midbrain. The vertical eye movements basically contains 2 components, upgaze and downgaze. Upgaze and downgaze. Upgaze fibers crosses over to the opposite side and then descends. Upgaze fiber crosses over to the opposite side and then descends, whereas downgaze fibers descend straight away without crossing. And therefore, when there is a lesion here in the rostral part of the midbrain, it goes and compresses the crossing upgaze fibers, but the downgaze fibers which do not cross are not affected. So there is a selective upgaze palsy. So person cannot look upwards, they will be looking downwards. Impaired upgaze palsy and a setting sun sign, sunset sign. Very interesting concept. The vertical gaze has got upgaze and downgaze. Upgaze fibers cross over and then descend. Downgaze fibers do not cross and they descend straight away. So where there is a lesion impinging on the rostral part of the midbrain, the crossing upgaze fibers get affected, but the downgaze fibers which do not cross do not get affected. So they have selective upgaze palsies. 1. Eyelid retraction, the Collier's sign. The eyelid, the opening of the eyelid elevation is done by the levator palpebrae superioris. A single third nerve nucleus, central third nerve nucleus supplies both the levator palpebrae superioris. So when there is a lesion in the midbrain, in the rostral part of the midbrain and the dorsal part, the levator palpebrae superior fibers, they get disinhibited. In other words, they are stimulated. So when both the levator palpebrae superioris are disinhibited, the eyelids go upwards and they are retracted. So both the eyelids goes upwards, they are elevated and then retracted. This is known as Colliers eyelid retraction sign. Very interesting. The third component is the convergence retraction nystagmus. The third nucleus is present in the midbrain. So it supplies the medial rectus, which is for convergence, superior rectus and inferior rectus. But the lateral rectus supplied by the sixth nerve is in the pons. So the medial rectus, superior rectus and inferior recti, these vessels are supplied by the third nerve which is present in the midbrain. So again, when there is a lesion, the dorsal midbrain syndrome, these get stimulated. So when both the medial recti contract, there is convergence. There is no divergence because the sixth nerve is present in the pons and it is not affected. It is only the third nerve in the midbrain which is affected. In fact, it is disinhibited, they are stimulated, so there is convergence. And why is there retraction? Both the superior rectus and the inferior rectus contract at the same time, so there is retraction. Very interesting. Convergence because of the medial recti, retraction because of the simultaneous contraction of the superior rectus and the inferior rectus. You have the convergence retraction nystagmus. And the fourth component is the light near dissociation. The accommodation reflex is present, but the light reflex is absent. The light reflex pathway goes to the pretectal nucleus and then supplies the pupil, whereas the accommodation reflex do not go to the pretectal nucleus. And therefore, when there is a lesion in the pretectal nucleus, the light pathway gets affected, the light reflex is absent, but accommodation reflex is spared because they do not go to the pretectal nucleus. So they have light near dissociation. So wonderful concepts. All these 4 points which are seen in the Parinot syndrome can be explained. So it's the French neurologist Dr. Henri Parinot, considered as the father of the neuro-ophthalmology, the eye signs of Parinot syndrome. So what are the eye signs of the Parinot syndrome? Impaired upgaze, eyelid retraction or known as Colliers lid retraction sign, convergence retraction nystagmus, and light near dissociation. Wonderful concepts. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my lecture. If you have any suggestions or comments, kindly post onto my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. Srinivas Medical Concepts, and my FB page, Dr. Srinivas Concepts. Thank you. Bye.